At first, thank you guys for coming. I appreciate it very much. Start of year 2 for me. And couldn't be more excited too. Honored to be the coach here. Pleased with where our program is today. You'll get a chance, hopefully, if you stay, watch a little bit of practice. We're right in the middle of it now. We have that charity game on Sunday, and then we'll be ready to start. So we're right around the corner to what I think is going to be an exciting year, and I do appreciate you guys always coming out and supporting. And I think it's exciting. That empty lot there, that's exciting too in the back, with that practice facility being up and get that up and going very shortly here. It's going to be really symbolic of the growth of our program in the last year and a half. So again, pleased that you're here. Glad you're going to get a chance. We had yesterday off, so we will practice today, and then we have tomorrow off. We have so many days the NCAA makes us have off before the season starts. So because of our game on Sunday, we'll have 2 quick days off. I think our guys are excited, about that. But today will be a long practice, and hopefully we'll continue to get better. I really like the new pieces that we have, and I will tell you, the guys that have come back are better, and that was one of the big things when I took over this program, player development. And hopefully you'll notice some changes in their bodies physically and how they play. I think every guy that has returned is a little bit better, and I think the guys that we have brought in have certainly added some talent, some physicality to our roster, and some IQ and some passing abilities, and some of the things that we were deficient on last year. So appreciate it, and you guys being here, and want to open it up to Jerry's got a few questions, maybe, so give him the mic first, as I see him looking at me.
Just one question.
Yes, one
It's
question.
got a few parts.
All right.
Steve, could you run down your newcomers for us and how they look, your thoughts on them so far?
Excited. First, the great kids, so I think you'll get a chance to talk to them today and meet them a little bit. We have a junior college player, Sufi Mensah, who's a point guard. He looks like a linebacker. He's got the great body. He brings the speed and the quickness that we didn't have, and he's been a terrific locker room leader. Guy gives us some fiber, and he's been very good in practice as far as making practice real competitive for Corey and Mike and Gio and all those guys in the backcourt. So excited about adding him to the roster. Gio Baker is a freshman. Very excited about his ability to shoot, pass. He's 6'5". He's gained. Dave Van Dyke's done an unbelievable job, and I'm blessed to have a great staff. And he's gained 11 pounds since the summer. So since he's arrived, he's bigger, which he needs to be. But his ability to play the 1, play the 2. If we decide to go small, he can play the 3 a little bit too. Is exciting for us, and he's been one of our leading scorers in every practice and every scrimmage that we've had. So very excited to add a guy that can shoot the ball with that IQ and the versatility that he brings. We have Peter Kiss too. We've added to the program. He sits out a year. He'll have 3 years of eligibility. You'll see him in practice too. He's another guy, shoot, pass, or dribble. I'm very excited about him, and I'm excited about this year, taking advantage of his year off, practice-wise, knowing the system, getting in the weight room extra. He can really shoot the basketball. He's very athletic. Excited to have him. Miles Johnson is a 6'11" kid from California. He'll be, as you'll see today in practice, one of our more skilled post players. He can really score. He's got great hands. He reminds me a little more athletic. Get the same kind of skill set as CJ Geddes, but he's a lot longer. His ability to block shots, but his ability to score around the basket, got great hands. So I'm excited about him. Dave Van Dyke has a tremendous job getting his body ready for the Big Ten, but has already done, a great job in that. And Mamadou Duke will be a real much needed addition in our front court. He's physical. He gives us a guy that's willing to hit, and he's Big Ten big, and he plays with a terrific motor. He's up and down the floor. He gives us a real presence inside too. So we're excited about the addition of all those guys. But what I'm really most excited about is that our veteran guys have come back better. They practice better. They're better in the locker room. They're better at nighttime being in the gym. So I'm excited about those two. But those are newcomers, so we're excited.
Steve, when go ahead, sorry.
Oh, yeah.
When you're going into year 2 of a program, where do you look for the biggest improvements with your guys?
A lot culture, like guys in the gym. I mean, we've really built a culture on that. They embrace the weight room. I don't know if it was a priority in the past. The weight room's really been a big priority for me. Guys injury-free. I think we've done a good job in those areas. Every guy has practiced just about, except for a few guys with some nagging injuries. But we've had almost 100% practice participation. So those areas have been huge. I think we could take a huge jump, hopefully defensively. I thought we were okay defensively, better from the year before. From what I understand, I wasn't here the year before, but not anywhere near where I think we could be. We've added some more athleticism to the program too, with some more depth. So you'll notice a big difference in competition in practice, which you wouldn't have noticed last year. We compete more in practice. We have more guys going after positions and minutes than we did, and I think it's healthy, for a program. So I hope to take the next step. We went from 7 to 15. I don't know what that means, but we're a better basketball team today than we were last year at this time, for sure.
You mentioned the facility. How much of a game changer is that on the recruiting trail? It's one thing to have blueprints and be able to talk about the prospects of it, but to actually see dirt being moved, I mean, is it a game changer?
It's been huge. It will be, for sure, a game changer. I mean, I'm so thankful for Pat Hobbs and the work that has been done in those areas. I can't take any credit for that. This was on the docket before I got here, and now to have it becoming a reality is huge. In recruiting already, it goes to show you the commitment that the administration at Rutgers University has put in basketball. It'll be a state-of-the-art facility. I mean, I'm very confident it'll be the best one in the Big Ten, and certainly be the newest one. So really excited, and have really sold that, to all that visit and come, and anything that you do of that magnitude is really going to help recruiting now and moving forward. And I'm just excited too. 24-hour facility, for our guys. A lot of times this is used at graduation, and a lot of different times at the rec, is being used for other reasons, and to have a facility that's just going to be available to our guys is a great selling point for development.
How important has it been to have returning captains back with Mike and Deshaun in terms of building the culture here and entering your second season?
Huge. Like every drill isn't new. They've lived with me, the locker room, my philosophy, having guys back that have bought in, the guys that have returned have really bought in and done a great job with that. And I think Corey's improved a ton too in those areas. And we have 3 seniors now, and Candido and Mike and Deshaun, and I'd really love to have a great year for those guys. The only thing they haven't done since they've been here is have a winning season and experience postseason bids and those kind of things. So I'm really excited about their leadership, and I think you'll see it today in practice. We still have to continue to improve in those areas, but all the returning guys have been better in those areas, and I'm very thankful for that. I want them to take it to the next level, be elite leaders and be elite level practice guys and those kind of things. But those guys have certainly done a real good job, and they've improved a lot. They've been in the gym more, they've been in the weight room more, and you can tell in how they're playing now, which is a nice thing.
Steve, are there tangible things that you would look back on this season and say this was a successful season for Rutgers?
From last year?
No, at the end of, are there things in this upcoming season that you would look to and say this will make this a successful season?
Yeah, I look at it success in a lot of ways, and it's not just a basketball thing. I think we really turned the corner academically. We have 3 seniors now, all lined up to graduate in May, with no summer school. I look at guys being in the gym late at night, which at first was a little bit of a struggle, and now it's an everyday occurrence. I know who's in and I know who's not. I really want us to get to the point where night in and night out, like people aren't calling me to schedule our games. That my phone rings the most for that. I want people not to want to play Rutgers, and I want our team. And I talked to Corey and Deshaun. We could be elite level defensive and rebounding team. And I want us to embrace that You know, we were okay last year in some of those areas, just nowhere near where we need to be, you know, with our group. And I want us to play better together. I want guys to play better together, and we've really improved a lot in those areas. We got a long ways to go, you know, but I hope that schools in our league don't want to play us, and I hope that schools in the non-conference don't want to play us, and that is a huge goal for me, is not to field as many questions in scheduling every day. I think we're going to head in that direction this year.
Steve, free throw shooting was an area that held you guys back this year. Have you seen anything encouraging or anything that makes you think that it'll be improved this season?
Yeah, I mean, you know, that's an individual area. I think we've spent a lot of time this year in practice, you know, working on that off the court too. You know, spending time with that. In our first 2 scrimmage games, the whistle blows a lot early in the year. It's a new emphasis. You know, we have some good foul shooters too. That you know, and I think even our returning guys. I think Corey could be a great foul shooter. I think Deshaun could be a great foul shooter. For whatever reason, you know, we didn't have those kind of results from our guys that I know are terrific foul shooting, and then those guys that struggle a little bit, we got to make sure that they're better. And then hopefully we brought in a couple kids that, you know, will help in that area too. But turnovers and free throw shooting, you know, was an area last year that we weren't good in either of those areas, and that hurt you, you know, obviously in basketball games. So hopefully we'll address some of those and we'll get better at those areas. But you know, that's one of our emphasis from the start of the season. So hopefully when we start playing games, you'll notice we're better in those areas.
Coach,
Yes.
you rotate a lot of guys. Have you locked in a starting 5 yet?
You know, you always, you know, you're always kind of watching your players and deciding what's the best chemistry. It's not always the best players. Like I think, you know, we're getting ready to play a game on Sunday, and I think they got like 8 starters at St. John. So, you know, sometimes guys are good coming off the bench, or the team needs them to come off the bench, you know, to add a spark or to add maybe their defense or what have you. You know, we've played a lot of different lineups. You know, there's some guys I'm set with right now, but starting lineups have never been important to me as a coach. The problem is they're very, very important to players. You know, and during the course of a 30-game season, guys get injured, guys get sick, guys get, you know, like guys get in foul trouble, and maybe I want to bring a starter off the bench so he doesn't get in foul trouble early in the game. You know, coaches do things for a lot of reasons. You know, so I'm not a big starter guy. I want to win the game, but I do understand the importance, you know, of starting the players. That's that introduction that they come out, and that's like a huge part of it. To me, like, I want to throw the ball up and get in the defensive stance and let's rebound. Like, that's more important to me. But I also know it's a great tool, you know, too. And if that's what motivates you, then play hard and be ready when the ball gets thrown up. So we're still working on that with the new roster, with a lot of newcomers to the roster too. You know, and I'm sure what the starting lineup today won't be the starting lineup, you know, in a few weeks. And you know, that depends on the game, and that depends on how the player continues to develop and get better. So, and I don't know if I answered your question, but right now, we're still kind of working through it. We do have a lot of returning starters, though, you know, and I think we have 7 or 8 guys that are capable of starting. So who ends up being that 5, you know, really doesn't matter. And sometimes guys play more minutes off the bench. So always sit them in a room and say, okay, like, do you want to play more minutes, or do you want to, you know, that kind of thing. So still work in progress. I don't know if many teams in the country probably have, you know, we've lost a couple starters, so trying to figure out our lineup, but feel comfortable. We can go small, we can go big, we can do a little versatility this year with our lineups too, which, you know, I think we may go to at times.
A couple of your seniors at Big Ten Media Day, Deshaun and Mike talk about NCAA tournament postseason as a goal. You probably want your seniors to talk about that as a goal, but what's your goal as far as a year 2 tangible postseason tournament?
You know, that's always our goal. You know, our goal is the NCAA tournament. That's what you play college basketball for. That's just about March Madness, and you know, it's hard to do. It's great to be able to say that. Then your work ethic has to match that. The sacrifices you do for your team. So you don't want to defend, but you have to in order to play. You don't want to rebound, you have to in order to play in the tournament. You know, you have to get in the gym. So, you know, that's always going to be our goal here, to be a part of March Madness, and we can do that. We can do that. We're going to have to do a lot of things well, and we're going to have to play together, and we're going to have a lot of we and not any me's. We're going to have a great locker room, and we're going to have to be well prepared for all of our games. But that's a goal, and that's what our league does. I mean, they're predicting 7, 8, 9 teams in our league going, so we're excited about being in this league, and we're excited about taking our shot at playing in the tournament.
Steve, how's the shooting so far looking for the season?
You know what? Our percentages, we stat everything every day, and our percentages are way up. We're taking better shots. I think we, have a better feel. I think we have better passers. I think that helps too, and we're playing with some good unselfishness. Guys are passing up decent shots for better shots, and so I feel good. We're headed in the right direction with that. Do we have all the shooters that I would like? And no, we don't have that yet, but I think we certainly have improved in that area. And again, our returning guys, Deshaun shooting the ball better in practice, Corey shooting the ball better. So the work that they've put in, has really helped and it showed up in the stats so far, this preseason.
Steve, last season you guys played tough, played a lot of teams tough, and down the stretch things kind of fell apart, be it due to fatigue or other factors. You mentioned the new depth on the team. You mentioned the health of your squad. How much do you think all that combined will help your team stay in games down the stretch and pull out those tough, close games?
I'm hoping. Experience is always, one of the greatest traits that you can have, and when you have seniors too. Last year we had CJ. We had one senior. He was here for the first time. Now we have 3 guys that have, been through some wars, and Corey's been around, and Jake. We had some veteran guys that had been in the locker room. So I'm really hoping our experience and that we were in, we fought last year, we were in every game, but, you lose games for a lot of different reasons. Fatigue is one of them, free throws, turnovers, those kind of things. Hopefully we learn from some of those things and our veterans, can help us. I know the seniors have one more go at this thing, so there's no more redos and this is it. And, I think our seniors are playing with a sense of purpose, and, I know Corey and Mike and those guys have, really worked hard to make this a good year. So looking forward to